Alright, timestamp. It is, and now he starts. Yeah, okay. August 21st, 2026. I know it's August, it's still weird saying that. It's almost 7 p.m. Been home for a little while. We did do, let's see my salt ring. Very hot today. We did do a George run. Got a fair amount of stuff, filled the car. The big priority today was getting Pix's office chair, which is very comfy, not like extravagant like leather or anything like that, but just a comfy computer chair. It's much better for her back than the folding chair she was using. So we got that and put a whole bunch of boxes and other stuff around it, basically. Filled the trunk with boxes. A whole lot of odds and ends. I wanted to make sure that I got some of the if boxes that I had packed. When we knew that this was going to happen with my parents a year ago, I started packing stuff because I knew that I was going to be getting dropped in here. There's still boxes that I thought I would have had a year ago that I never got. Then, yeah. So, remember how I was saying that I knew I had more Final Faction figures? I got bunches of them in this one of these boxes. So, and there's more. But I'll go through that in a bit. Update my list because we're going to try and do a garage sale tomorrow. Busy day around here. Everybody's on their own wacky schedules. Pix just got a shower. I'm going to be going to get a shower here in a bit because doing some Harry and David milk chocolate peanut butter. Oh yeah. I know hot coffee after doing that, but I can kind of drink hot coffee anytime. But yeah, so I got all these guys to go through. There's probably another, there's some Among Us figures in there too. Got me curious. I love these screw top containers. My Among Us figures. Are these the messed up ones? I had a bag around here somewhere of ones that were damaged that I was going to try and mod. I don't think that's what these are though. Look at that. But yeah. Drone. One of the vehicles. Oi! Now Tanner's going to start acting out. One of the other things that I picked up had a bunch of plastic shoe boxes on the hutch there. This is mostly like figures for gaming. I'm gonna drop that. And that box looks like some deco stuff. Some gardening stuff. Yeah. All kinds of different soldiers. hinges, all kinds of stuff that I was planning on painting, doing stuff with. Still will, you know. Got some buildings, some unicorns apparently, and a Pegasi. Ooh, there'd be dragons. Big dragons, small dragons. Very pretty. And that's all stuff that I need to get in some of these totes and whatnot. That's why I was grabbing them, because I'm like, well, I'm actually doing some of that stuff right now, so. What are you? Space Knights and robots, it looks like. I need a third tentacle. Interesting. Kind of mechs and robots. Cool. I got all fantasy figures that I picked up along the way. Cyclops, some demons, some griffins. Got a lot of stuff to go through, but I got that one big box that's like Army Men size figures for gaming. I'm gonna most likely strip down those shoe boxes and put them in that. Might need a second one, frankly, because there's probably 8 or 10 shoe boxes there. Some of the dragons I can put in the fantasy latch top box that I've got. I may need to upgrade that to a tall. I've been debating on that for a while because it's starting to get full and I know I've got more stuff. Some of those dragons aren't really like Army Men, you know, style or whatnot. And they actually have articulation and stuff, which is cool. They're nice. Having been doing this a while, running a shop, I came across quite a few interesting things over the years. So. Tired, hot, sweaty. Yep, exactly. And I've got to go through, I don't have to, but I'm going to go through my coloring books. I've got a bunch of because it's something that I do to de-stress, much like the crafting. And I've got a couple hundred, which is a great problem to have, but I don't need all 200 out. I'm just going to keep like 10 out and pack the rest for when we get to wherever it is we're going. And as long as we can dodge silverfish, we'll be okay, you know. Silverfish are evil when it comes to paper products. Hate those things. Hate them. Hate them. Comic books, autographs, artwork. They are death. So, when I wake up or free time tomorrow, because today probably not so much, I'll be working on the kitchen set for the bar. But just to show what I got going on so far. Library, and then the lounge. Got the kitchen set's gonna go back there. Oh boy. Now Wesley's talking to Constantine and Spike. Oh, and they started drinking. Wesley's a mean drunk, so. I mean, not that Lauren will put up with that, but. Just. We're trying to put the place together. We don't need an angry Brit tearing the place apart. I think he had rum too. I'm not sure how he is with that. I know rum sets some people off. For me, it's tequila, but everybody's different, you know. Yeah, if you give me tequila, I'm gonna start a fight. It's just a thing. I don't understand it. It hits just the right nerves in my brain or whatnot. I will find someone that needs a good thrashing. I have excellent taste in victims, I guess would be a good way of putting it. I've been told that the 3 times that Tequila and I had discussions, and I started a fight all 3 times, apparently it was with pretty much the biggest asshole in the room. So, even with my derangement, I still apparently had discretion. Yay! I'm curious. I don't know why these guys are in here. I love these little things. I mean, clearly I've got several, like, on my bar at my desk at all times. I don't know what the deal is with these guys. Now I know the reason I'm not sure about the whole project thing, obviously this isn't them, but I know I had one of these where this was broken, one of these was broken off, and I had one of these where this was snapped off, and I had set them aside because I was going to do some kind of mod or something with them. Health check, you can hear my voice, I'm really scratchy today. I can, if you can't, cool, but I can hear it. But these aren't the broken ones. Which brings the question of, why did I have these isolated? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there. This is great. If you're gonna have a hat, have one like that. I don't know. I'm gonna put these with, I've got a Latchtop with Among Us figures, I'll put them with that. And when I get around to actually sitting down and going through the tote, I'll figure out what was I thinking. Because I honestly don't know. And I'm sure I'll find some doubles in there too, which I can sell. You know, I do want to have, not really collecting anymore, but with those, having one of each is cool. And they take up huge amounts of room, obviously. You know. He's as big as my thumb. I can handle 100 of these. You know. That's not, it may be excessive, but it's not insane. You know, as opposed to 80 totes of Beanie Babies. A little bit of a storage difference there. I listed those Furbies the other night. No bids on them yet, but I've got people starting to look at them, which is good. And we're not even into the weekend yet, so I'm optimistic. It would be nice to sell those. So I got a bunch more. Not 80 totes, but I think that we have like 25 or 30 of them total. So I have 7 up right now, not sprayed. That's what they had, you know. I don't really have a preference on those two. Yeah. There's not enough of a taste difference to me to like favor one over the other. And if you were to ask me, I might say that I prefer Sprite, but I have to really think about it. Yeah. Coke or Pepsi? I'm going to tell you RC. I'm that weird guy. Pepsi's too sweet. Coke. I like Coke more than Pepsi, but RC I like better because it's kind of in between. Not too sweet, not bitter. It's like that happy medium. For me. Anyway. It's like cherry RC. Yeah, this is one of the Synthoids from the Final Faction. You can see the holes. That's for some of the different like attachments and whatnot that you can put on these guys. Because there's a lot of attachments that go on them. And if you notice, the right arm isn't really a hand, it's more of like a blade kind of thing. One of the accoutrement sets, I think they call it like Evolution or something like that, actually has a right arm because it pops off. That way they can actually have 2 hands, essentially. That's the Synthoid. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very moddable and made to be that way, which is kind of neat. Again, I think these action figures are really, really smart design and a lot better than I would expect as a Dollar Tree, as a dollar store figure. They're a cut above, which makes it all the more annoying. Well, you know, Sammy, you're laying right under my stool. Makes it all the more annoying that they discontinued it. I think they're fabulous. This is one of my Synthoids where I actually did do the arm thing. They didn't do the poison color with the side pack, so they only have the gray. So with the poison variety, you can't get a matching arm. But maybe that's appropriate for those to be kind of Frankenstein based on, you know, their whole spiel. Yeah, and one of the boxes was just the Synthoid and the Brute kind of in their own little baggies hanging out, and then that clear plastic screw top container was in another one, and it's just full of Final Faction figures, which again, good problem to have, and I'm okay with it. There's probably between the two another 12 or 15 guys there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 of the shoe boxes. What are you? Oh wow. I don't speak Russian. These are like, they look like Renaissance knights of some sort. Sword and shield. Some of the Russian figures, really nice. This is not from that Infotech company that I was telling you about, though. These are. But yeah, I've got, this whole thing is various armored knights and such. And horses. Pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta go through those, kind of separate them, baggy them, so it's not a big jumbled mess in the tote. Zombies. Yep. Zombies. Oops. Gravestones, markers. This should be fun. It's going to be a bit of a project, but that's alright. What's one more project? I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm going to grab a shower. Go through my giant stack of coloring books while I watch some Doctor Who, and then go to bed so I can get up really stupid early to start setting up the garage sale. With a little luck, we'll be selling my bed tomorrow. With pulling everything out of the living room for the garage sale, we're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to pull the couch out too. And at that point, I'll be sleeping in the master bedroom next to a strange woman. It's okay, I've known her like 30 years. So it's okay, I mean, she is a strange woman. But, you know, that's part of why I like her. Because I'm a strange guy, and it works. Not even going to ask Kaiser. Nope. The tuxedo just came slinking through, and I don't. Looked like mischief, but there's nothing mischief to do where he was going and whatnot. So I'm confused by the whole thing. You know, when your kid, like, does the shaggy tiptoe across the floor while you're looking right at them, you know, it's like... Is there a point to this? You know. I've got a little bit of headache from the heat. Shower will feel good. Oh yeah. Bless Pix, man. So one of the things that she said she knew where it was, she found it, handed it to me and said, "Is this what you're looking for?" This is 3, it's self-laminating sheets. These are basically for like laminating IDs or something like that. And it's 3 fairly large. This is like 4x6-ish. Probably 4x6. Something like. I can laminate my my library posters. What I'm going to do, because this makes sense to me, is I'm going to try and get, essentially, I've got 4. I'm going to find 4 more and try and get them to the same scale, which was a little bit of a trick using some of the free photo programs that I have. Print them. You may already be ahead of me on this. Put like a white cardstock or something behind them, trim back to back, facing out, and then laminate it, because that'll make it reversible. So if I don't want Big Bird anymore, I can flip it and it's My Little Pony. It's Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie. Support your local library, read books, poster. So, and based on the size, I think I'll only need a half, which means I've got 3. I can do 2 per, 6. I could actually make 12 posters, essentially. 6 posters that flip. 12 different images. As long as I'm not stupid. All smart. That'll dress up my library a little bit more, having some wall art. Pretty cool. Yeah, man. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a shower. It's a really good idea. Because I am Stinky Man. With the car leaking water and overheating, we're pretty much driving around with the windows down, but it's also summer in Florida. So the digital readout in the car said 98. So typically down here, the feels like is usually about 10 degrees hotter. So if it says 98, it probably feels like 108. That, and we're running around a house that doesn't really have air conditioning going, stacking boxes, pulling boxes, climbing ladders, loading the car in the sun, So yeah, a couple hours of hot, sweaty. Yeah, we were there about 2 hours. Hour drive because of traffic, so about 4 hours in heat. Exactly. 4 hours in 100 degrees of silliness. So yeah, I earned my salt ring. I was expecting Bambi to come up and try and lick me. No one's ready for that kind of weekend. Nope, not that kind of party. No. Even in Kentucky, that's frowned upon. So, I still got to paint this. Looking forward to it, just because it's a major piece of that lounge. It's coming together. Also 1 brick. Today's 1 brick was a raid on George Station. Tomorrow, garage sale. And I got stuff to put away, figure out. But 1 brick, progress, moving forward. Yeah. Still expecting a phone call, but it's a normal day. If you've been here before, you understand. If you haven't, you may be thinking, God, he whines about it. My dad will most likely die this year. Could be in 10 minutes, could be in 6 months. Could be. I don't think it will, but could be. Because he's not good. So. Anyway. But hey, Among Us figure. Yay. I'm 12, I know that. I'm curious why weren't you with the others? I'm confused by that. I get it. Anyway. Yeah, so hug your parents. Hug your kids. Play with good toys. Drink good coffee. Or tea. There's another thing we picked up for picks. It was a case of her Bigelow What are you? Ah, vanilla chai. She loves this tea. So it's usually easier just to order it in the case. Comes 6 boxes. It's usually a little bit cheaper, not too hard to find. And yeah, the vanilla chai, one of the teas that's on her top 5. This tea keeps me happy kind of teas, so I try and keep it in stock. If you care about somebody, you do that. You know, it's a thing. Anyway, exactly. The shower sounded good. Make it a great day.